Good morning, Year 5. Today we are going to be subtracting mixed number fractions. So I'm going to show you three methods today. So there is the bar model method, the number line method, and then the skill method where you just do it, okay? So I'm going to show you the first method first, which is the bar model method. So you can see I've got 7/5 subtract 3/10. So here on my bars, I have got fifths. So you can see that this is 5/5, which is also equivalent to a whole, and I've got 2/5. So you can see all together I have got 7/5, and I need to subtract 3/10. However, I can't do that because I need to have these to have the same denominator, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split my bars in half to make them into tenths. Okay, so you can see now instead of having fifths, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've got 10 in my bar now. I've got tenths. So I can see that now instead of having 7/5, I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So you can see that now I have got 10 tenths in this bar and 4 tenths in this bar. So I've got 14 tenths altogether. And I need to subtract 3. So I'm going to cross out 3 of those parts, okay? So I have done 14 tenths, subtract 3 tenths to give me 11 tenths. Okay? Nice and easy. Let's have a look at the next one. So look, we are still looking at the bar model method, but this time I've got 2 1/2, subtract 1/4, okay? And my bars look a little bit different. Instead of them being stacked, they are side by side horizontally. So this here is a whole, this here is a whole, and then I've got my half, okay? So where the thick black line is, that indicates where the whole is. So in my whole at the moment, there are 2 parts because I'm working in halves. And you can see that in total, I have got 5 parts. But I need to subtract quarters this time. So you can see underneath here, I have broken my bar down into quarters now. So it's still the same size bar, but just in quarters now. I have done this by doing this, okay, making it into 4 parts. So we can see now that I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 quarters in total. But you can see down here they've got 2 wholes and 2 quarters still. And that's because when we have a whole, even if we change the fraction, even if we change the denominator, how many parts there are, the wholes will always stay the same. And we can see this here. So I've got 1 whole here, like above, 1 whole here, like above. Okay, so I've still got 2 wholes. But now I've got 2 quarters instead of 1/2. Okay. So now I can do 2 2/4, subtract 1/4. So I'm going to take my pen again and I'm going to subtract 1/4, which would leave me with 2 1/4. Okay, so I would like you to have a go at this one now, please. So you have got 2 5/6, subtract 2/3. Okay, so you can see here we have got 1 whole, 2 wholes, and then you've got your 5/6. Okay, we need this fraction here to be in 6. So what we can do is we can see to get from 3 to 6, I've multiplied by 2 to get to 6. Okay, so I need to do that on the top. So 2 times 2 is 4. So I need to subtract 4/6. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 subtracted there to see that I have got 2 wholes, they've still stayed the same, and 1/6 left over. So my answer is 2 and 1/6. Okay, so let's have a look at the next method it wants us to use. So you can see here I've got a number line this time, and it goes from 0 to 1 and then 1 to 2. Underneath the 1 it tells us that that is equivalent to 5/5, and you know that if the numerator and the denominator are the same, that is equivalent to 1. Okay, so we've got 7/5 subtract 3/10. Okay, so that's why I've put fifths on my number line so far, and I have marked on where 7/5 is. Okay, but I need my number line to be in tenths. So what I need to do is I need to change my number line into tenths, so I can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now I can see that if I count up on my number line, 1 is now going to be equivalent to 10 tenths, and 10/5 is going to be equal to 20 tenths. Okay, which means if I want this to be over tenths, I could times it by 2 to give me the 10, the denominator. If I times the numerator by 2, it would give me 14 tenths, okay? So what it wants us to do is we need to plot this number on the number line. Then we are going to find the difference between 3/10 and 7/5 or 14 tenths once it's been converted, okay? So your first step is to draw a line to where the number is, the fraction is, so we've got 3/10 there. So our first jump is going to be to the whole number to make it easy for us. So I'm going to jump from here to here, which is equivalent to 7/10, okay? I've jumped 7 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay? And then I'm going to go from 10/10 to 14/10, which gives me 4/10. So together the difference is 4/10 add 7/10, okay? And that will tell me what the answer to this question is. So I'm going to do 7/10 add 4/10 to give me 11/10, okay? And that is our answer. We have found the difference on the number line rather than subtracting. We've found the difference, added the difference together, and there is our answer. Okay? Let's have a go at this one. I want you to do it this time. So you've got 2 and 2/3 subtract 7/9. Okay, hopefully you've had a go at that. So you can see that our number line is partitioned into thirds at the moment. So on my number line, I'm going to plot 2/3. So I'm going to go to the whole number 2, and I'm going to see that that's 1/3, this is 2/3. So here, I've got 2 and 2/3, okay? Well, I need my number line to be in ninths, okay? So I'm going to split it into ninths. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then I want to start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? So you can see now that if we look at ninths, I've still got 2 wholes. Oh. I've still got 2 wholes. But this time, instead of having 2/3, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ninths. Okay? So 2 and 2/3 is equivalent to 2 and 6 ninths. I found that out by counting up on my number line. So like we did before, I'm going to plot the number I'm finding the difference of. So I've got 7 ninths, so I'm going to find 7 ninths. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there is 7 ninths. And I'm going to find the difference. This time I'm going to do 3 jumps, okay? I'm going to go to the whole number, the next whole number, and then the fraction I'm looking for, okay? So I'm going to go to 7 ninths to 1, which is 2 ninths. So we've got 7, 8, 9. Then I'm going to go straight from 1 to 2, which is a whole jump. It's 9 ninths, or a whole, okay? Then I'm going to go from 2 to 2 and 6 ninths, so that's here. So the jump there is 6 ninths, not 2 and 6 ninths, because remember I'm already at 2. So this time what I need to do is I need to add 2 ninths together, add 1, add 6 ninths, okay? So my 1 starts first, then I've got 6, add 2 to give me 8, and add their ninths. So my answer is 1 and 8 ninths. So I found the difference to find the answer to this calculation. Okay. And finally, we've got the skill of this, okay? So the first step that we need to take is we need to make them have the same denominators, okay? So you can see that I've got tenths here and I've got fifths here. So I want to make this fraction into tenths. So I'm going to write 4 fifths and I want to make it equal tenths. So to get from 5 to 10, I multiply by 2. So I'm going to do the same on the top. So I've got 4 times 2 to give me 8. So I've now got 2 and 8 tenths. Okay, I've replaced this fraction with the new one I have converted. So now I'm doing 5 and 1 tenth, subtract 2 and 8 tenths, okay? Now I'm going to make them now into an improper fraction. So if I've got 5 and 1 tenth, I'm going to convert that to improper. So remember, denominator times by the whole number. So I've got 50, add 1 to give me 51 tenths. And then I've got 2 and 8 tenths. So I'm going to times the denominator by the whole number to give me 20. And then I have 20 add 8 to give me 28 tenths. Okay, so now I'm doing 51 tenths, subtract 28 tenths, and then we're going to find the answer. If you can't do that in your head, we could do column subtraction. So I'm doing 51, subtract 28. So I can't do 5, subtract 1, subtract 8, so I'm going to exchange. I've got 11, so that gives me 3. 4 subtract 2 is 2, so I've got 23 tenths. Okay, so I could leave it at that, 23 tenths, or I could convert it into a mixed number, and I would like you to do that if you remember how. So I know that I've got 2 wholes in 23, because 10 goes into 20 twice. So I've got 2 wholes and 3 tenths left over. Okay. So there are your steps to success. So you can convert to a common, so you need to convert to a common denominator, convert them to an improper fraction, subtract the numerators, convert to a mixed number if possible. I've put if possible because you might not be able to make a mixed number if the fraction is too low. So today, silver is questions 1, 2 and 3, gold is questions 2, 3 and 4, and platinum is 4, 5 and 6. Please email Mrs. Willis tonight if you've got any questions, but hopefully that makes sense. Also, don't forget that you can access the White Rose videos on this link here as well.